got my plan. I say lob it to Ryan Perez in the paint off a couple of screens.
Esquivel to Garcia. Off the deflection. Los Fresnos comes back and wins. Now Santa Maria will put up a three. Bang! Santa Maria.
Here's Warner. Here comes a headed jam. Counted for two. The field. Adios! And the Falcons win on a walk-off. And it's saved. What a game.
Cortez smacked to the left. That is gone.
Lob for Perez. That's my play. Off the backboard. Count it. And a win. And a win. Ryan Perez wins the game for the Santa Rosa Warriors, and they go nuts. And why not?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and Happy New Year's. We are here live in Brownsville, Texas at Sam's Memorial Stadium for the 2026 BISD 43rd Annual Boys Soccer Showcase. My name is Nacho, and again, I'm coming to you live from Sam's Memorial Stadium here in Brownsville, Texas, and it's a beautiful Friday morning, and it's 67 degrees. We're expected high 85, low 63. And I know those Gen Z fans out there, you're enjoying the weather today because it is 6-7. And what we can anticipate will be a great day full of powerhouse programs, not just from here in Brownsville, but the entire valley. And then, of course, we have some outside valley teams joining us in this showcase. And there's a great lineup for you all today. Our first matchup, which is set to start in about 7 more minutes, will be Brownsville Veterans Memorial versus Brownsville St. Joe. And other games going on in this showcase are taking place at the Brownsville Sports Park. And the other 9 o'clock times, or the 9 o'clock games that we have lined up there, include Brownsville Porter going up against Sharyland Pioneer. Brownsville Pace going up against San Benito. Palmview from La Jolla going up against Mac High. And Brownsville Lopez against Edinburgh and Conomedes. And some of these teams we are going to be able to showcase here at Sam Stadium. So you'll be able to witness some great matchups on our end here at the stadium. And after a summer-long renovations that BISD created here, one of the main purposes for the renovations is for the usage of soccer games, and we're going to have an awesome opportunity for us to see firsthand the new turf that Brownsville ISD has implemented in this field, and what I can anticipate will be a lot more comfortable, not just for the players, but for the coaches, understanding that, you know, the old, you know, the way it was laid out before was very close to the track field, which caused a lot of safety concerns, primarily from the coaches and the staff, and of course everybody in general, wanting to make sure that there weren't any serious injuries having to run out of bounds into that turf, or into the track field, I should say. So with the new renovations, as you can see, no more track course here. Now they've just expanded the turf field, being able to really get the correct parameters for soccer matches like the one we're about to see in a bit, along with many others, not just for us as fans, as spectators to enjoy, but for the players' health and safety throughout the season and many seasons to come, I should say. So I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out. I had an opportunity to check it out a little bit myself on the field, and it's gorgeous. That's all I'm going to say. It's really gorgeous, super playable. I don't anticipate there being any major conditioning errors or conditioning concerns, as you see both teams warming up pretty comfortably, as we're now about 4 minutes away from kickoff. So if you're just joining us, we are about 4 minutes away from our first kickoff here at the 43rd Annual BISD Boys Soccer Showcase. And our first matchup is Brownsville Veterans versus Brownsville St. Joe. As we take a look at some of their history from the years past, we'll start with the St. Joseph side. Of course, they were in the TAPS Division II Region 4, led by head coach Edgar Tovar, and last year were 11-5 according to Max Preps and went 3-2 in district play. Of course, Brownsville St. Joe made it all the way to their state championship and lost, unfortunately, to Bullard Brook Hill 4-0. And just some background information about Brownsville St. Joe. They've been to the state championship games the past 3 years. Unfortunately, lost last year's. In 2024, they won the state championship title against Austin St. Michael 1-0. And then, of course, made it back in 2023. And unfortunately, came away with a loss there 2-0 against Legacy Christian. Meanwhile, over the Brownsville veteran side, currently playing in UIL 32-6A, their second year in this new district, led by head coach Alberto Vasquez. Had a 15-10-1 record last year, went 5-3 in district play, were runner-ups behind the unbeaten Los Fresnos Falcons team. And in playoffs, they won by district against La Jolla on penalties, won the area round against Del Rio 1-0, and then unfortunately lost in the region semis against Bowie 2-0. And looking back into history between these two teams, the last matchup they had was back in January 15 of the year 2022. And Brownsville Veterans won that matchup 1-0, and that's the only recorded matchup I was able to find between these two teams. So both teams now getting ready to kick this one off, as both teams will huddle up and get together. So when we return, we'll get this first game kicked off for you. Stick with us here on the RSO Network.
Rev up your future with Texas Southmost College's Auto Body Repair Program. In just 2 semesters, you'll gain the skills to become an auto body repair specialist. Learn using industry standard iCar Academy to get you job ready fast. If you're ready to drive your career forward, TSC's Auto Body Repair Program is the place to start. Classes are filling fast, so visit tsc.edu and apply today.
Elevation, AT4, AT4X, Denali. Case closed. For your GMC, we're professional grade.
Kenny Perez came from a small town in Texas. At Kenny Perez Law, we won't stop fighting until our clients get what's rightfully theirs. We're right by your side, no matter what. Call Kenny Perez Injury Lawyers today, 956-999-1111.
Turn your...
And we are back here on the RSO Network again. Brownsville Veterans Memorial going up against Brownsville St. Joe. And both teams huddling together before we get this one underway. So both officials getting together with both players. As we take a look at the captains from both teams, Brownsville Veterans in the all blues with the red stripes. Number 19, Pedro Zamora, one of the captains for the Chargers. And I believe is number 7, the other captain. Trying to look at the name here, but I believe it says Robert Zamora, and we'll get that confirmed in a bit. Meanwhile, over the St. Joe side, number 3, Ezequiel Escamilla, one of the captains. Number 16, Jonathan Cardona. And number 6, Tito Vela for Brownsville St. Joe. So both teams breaking out of their captain's meeting, and it will be St. Joe kicking off our first half matchup here. Six to 8 degrees now at this 9 o'clock matchup, and officials confirming the time here. And they are using a 2-man officiating crew. Usually it's a 3-man, but in this case there'll be 2 officials and 1 on each end of the field, and that's how they will dictate this matchup. And here we go. St. Joe's going to send this ball high to kick it off, as Brownsville Veterans quickly makes the steal there, now driving it up quickly. Gets into position they like, and they're going quickly into the near the net. Make a good pass there, and open goal there. No! Picked up by St. Joe. Great defensive stop there. And great early pressure there by Brownsville Veterans to kick off this matchup. Out of bounds, it'll stay Brownsville Vets ball. And picked up by the St. Joe keeper. And the officials will blow the whistle as the St. Joe goalkeeper seems to be a bit shaken up. And he'll be attended by the trainer. Hoping that the injury isn't too serious. He seems to be okay. And they will pause the clock here for an injury. So we'll take a short commercial break from the injury, and we'll be back on the RSO Network.
Texas Southmost College. Our automotive technology program will train you in everything from maintenance to full vehicle systems repair. Earn a certificate or associate degree and get certified to work as a C maintenance or B-level technician. You'll be guided by seasoned instructors who have decades of real-world automotive experience, helping you get ready to roll into the industry. So take the wheel and apply today at tsc.edu.
And we are back in the RSO Network, and following that short commercial break, the official having to sub out the goalie here. So this will be interesting to keep an eye on throughout this matchup. And it looks like he might have gotten hit in the face or in the arm, in the upper body area, following the grab there of the ball, as the Vets team nearly made the goal there. As St. Joe now making their way forward, in control of the ball, making some defenders miss, taking time with it, good patience there. Going to swing it out to the left. And picked up by the Veterans defense. Veterans now trying to get some passes through. That one won't go through, and St. Joe will now inbound the ball here on our end of the field. And a handball violation is called. It'll go the other way. And Brownsville Veterans now taking the ball back into her end, makes the defender miss there. We'll find an open man in the middle. Short lob pass inside the middle. Going for a good shot and goal for Brownsville Veterans. Goal was made by number 9 there, Luis Casado, I believe, trying to read the handwriting here. And that'll put Brownsville Veterans on the board here first. And let's see if we can pull up that replay of the goal. A nice shot on the left-hand side for Luis. Being able to get that one in for Brownsville Veterans. And they'll be up 1-0. St. Joe now getting an idea of what they're working with here. They like to move the ball a bit more up on the field here as they become to be a bit more strategic on the passing game here. An error there on their end, and that ball is going to sail to the left, and it'll be St. Joe ball. Another instant replay on the goal. They're nicely shot there by Luis on the left-hand side, being able to convert that goal for Brownsville Veterans. As they're able to find that pass, that lob pass down the middle, sets the ball down for him to score it for Brownsville Veterans. Brownsville Veterans now spreading the ball across the field there. They're going to keep it on the defender's end of the field. And a good pass there, getting it in between the St. Joe defender's legs. Now they're going to swing it up to the other end of the field. And a lob pass over here down the middle. Let's see if they're able to control it. Find an open man. Passes in the middle again. That's where they attacked the first goal earlier. Not able to connect on the ball there. Picked up by St. Joe. And Veterans with the quick control the ball. Now taken away by St. Joe. St. Joe trying to move the ball out. And here they go. Lob pass in front. Veterans defender cuts him through, but quickly picked up by St. Joe and out of bounds. It will go St. Joe. Five minutes already gone by, and Brownsville Veterans really putting up some great pressure, especially on one-on-ones here, not allowing St. Joe to get any opportunities to score a goal here. And then, of course, being able to counter, find the open man, especially in the middle of the field, and that's where they've attacked for their sole goal so far. Veterans now in control, trying to find the open man, not able to connect. Goes on the outside there, and it will go out of bounds, and it will be Veterans ball. And again, if you're just joining us, Brownsville Veterans scoring in the 3rd minute of the matchup by number 9, Luis Cáceres, or Luis Cáceres, I'm not sure what it says there, as the officials will blow the whistle dead here. And they'll take a look at the Brownsville Veterans player who was down, now back up. And now going in for a free kick. About a 25-yarder here. Let's see if he goes for the shot here or elects to go for a pass. Goes for the shot, picked up by the St. Joe defender. It's going to roll high and nearly out, and it will go out. And that'll set up Veterans' first corner kick of today's matchup. Pretty decent crowd here this morning, considering that we're on break here. As Veterans goes for the corner kick, tries to get a header through, won't get it. And it rolls back to the charged player there, rolls it down under, and picked up by the St. Joe goalie. Near goal there by Brownsville Veterans. And again, if you're just joining us, the starting goalkeeper for St. Joe out with an injury from, I believe, was the 2nd minute of the game got a bit shaken up following a recovery of the ball. Officials stopped the play there. Trainers ruled him out. And now their new goalkeeper is on the field for St. Joe. St. Joe now with the throw-in. Lobs it pretty high and far, but not able to retain possession there. Brownsville Veterans now will pick it up. And they'll just play it safe and just pass it to the open man as they look to drive the ball, and he's controlling it himself. He's going to kick it back out to Diego Rangel. Rangel passes it to Hernandez. Hernandez finds somebody on the inside. And stolen by St. Joe. And they'll quickly lose the ball to Brownsville Veterans. Chargers now trying to attack or find a way to attack again with Castillo with the ball now. Castillo will pass it inside to number 7, the captain, Zamora. Zamora with another shot, and it hits the upright, or the correction, the post, and out. And the new goalkeeper for St. Joe, number 1. And actually, I don't see him on the roster here. Might have switched jerseys. And the goalie did have a touch on it, so it will be a corner kick for Veterans again, their second one. Nice curve in, and the header goes out of bounds. Not enough to corner it in the goal there, and it will be a goal kick for St. Joe. Take a look at that replay on the near goal there, and you'll see him pass it to Zamora. Zamora with another long shot, and it looks like it was deflected by the goalie rather than hitting the post. As St. Joe, trying to get away from their own end of the field, Brownsville Veterans steals the ball. And Hernandez is going to kick it out back to the defender. And nearly caught. And met by a double team of St. Joe players. St. Joe with the ball now. Quickly turned over to Veterans. Veterans now. With good possession of this game so far, I would say it's about 60-40 in favor of the Chargers, maybe a little bit more than that. As they'll send that ball out of bounds, it'll be another goal kick for St. Joe. And the official blew a whistle, not sure if there was a substitution. Yes, there is. And St. Joe, off the bat, making a substitution. In comes number 10 for the Bloodhounds. Jose Carmolinga will come in for St. Joe. And that'll replace one of the defenders from the St. Joe side, hoping they can be able to be a bit more aggressive on the defensive side of things, not allowing Veterans to strike. Meanwhile, Veterans with the steal there. Trying to set this one up again for another goal for the Chargers. Ball's handed off to Castillo. Castillo trying to find an open player. He's going to pass it safely to number 8, Rangel. Rangel swings it to Luis, who had the goal earlier. Good pass inside. Let's see if they're able to convert here. Makes the defender shake off. And a trip. No call there. They let this one play on, and it'll be out of bounds. Now picked up by the Chargers. And they'll swing it out in the back end. Cáceres might be his last name. Luis, who scored the goal earlier. The ball will be handed out to him again. Able to steal it. Nice touch there and a push off, and that will be called. And it will stay Brownsville Veterans ball. They're going to spot this one at about the 18, 19 yard line. I'm referring to the football lines here. This is about a 29-yard kick here. Should he try to convert for the goal? And again, these games using a 2-man officiating crew, again, typically done with 3-man. With the lead official and the side officials. Here we go. Kick goes up and a bit too high. And it'll be St. Joe's ball with a goal kick. Ball sails to midfield. Picked up by the Chargers. Chargers now at the end of their field, trying to set this one up again. Hernandez passes it left, a bit too far for Zamora. That'll go out of bounds, and St. Joe's will now throw in. Chargers now trying to set this one up for another attack. Set it up here. Send it back up to the left. And quickly stolen by St. Joe. Send nearly all their players in the back end. Chargers now swinging it to the other side of the field. See if they can set something up here. Gomez now passes it to Luis Cáceres. Cáceres swings it to the left. And they're going to go for a long strike here. And no, too far to the right. And that'll be another goal kick for St. Joe. Brownsville veterans with at least 7 attempts now. Of course, one of the attempts going through for the goal. And this will be quickly picked up by the Chargers, but that's going to roll out. And another goal kick for St. Joe. And we're just nearing the halfway mark here of the first half. St. Joe very limited on how they're able to attack on their end, having to play on the defensive side for the most part. As Brownsville veterans putting up some great pressure so far in this matchup. Veterans quickly kicks this one midfield. Picked up by Castillo. Castillo looks around. Can't find anybody, takes it up himself. A good pass in the middle, and it will be picked up by St. Joe, as Cáceres nearly had his second goal there. St. Joe sells this one out of bounds. It will be Brownsville veterans' ball. They'll throw it into their defenders. Send this one out to the back. Picked up by Pedro Zamora. And they'll find someone in the middle. Gossett is in the middle there. Swings it out to the right to number 17. Cepeda, I believe, is his last name. Correction, that was 11, Gomez. And there's Gomez with the ball again. Going to take it up himself, and that's nearly going to go out of bounds. Able to retain possession there. Still fighting for that ball, and St. Joe's just going to kick this one out of bounds. Brownsville veterans' ball. A throw inside to an open man. Castillo tries to control it himself. He's going to send it off across to the other end of the field. Number 19, Zamora sends it to the outside here for another setup. Doesn't like what he sees. A lob pass in the middle there. Lobbed it in, and no, just a bit too far. It's actually going to hit the field goal upright, which does result in an out of bounds. And another substitution now being made for St. Joe. In comes number 9, Oscar Jelensky for number 6. Jose Vela. Jose Vela will see himself to the bench, and an out-of-bounds call there quickly will go to Brownsville Veterans. Chargers send it into the back end. Picked up by Rangel. Rangel swings it to the right. To Castillo. To Gomez, correction. Castillo with the ball now. Good control of the ball there. He's just going to short pass it, and stolen by St. Joe. St. Joe now gets it stolen by the Chargers again. Good effort there by the defender. Castillo swings it out to the left. As he looks for a player inside, won't get it. And stolen by St. Joe. See if they can convert here. Deep lob pass, and will be stopped by the Chargers. As Rangel now will swing it to the right side. To Gomez. Gomez finds an open man in the middle. Makes a defender miss near one-on-one contest there. And quickly back to the Chargers. Let's see if they can able to convert here. Finds a man to their left side and out of bounds. Not able to hold that one through. It will be a goal kick again for St. Joe. St. Joe kicks this one high and picked up by the Chargers. Back in their deep end, Zamora is going to swing it. No, thought he was going to swing it to the right. Decides to stay upfield. Gets blocked by a St. Joe defender from his back. And now St. Joe trying to set something up. Not able to connect, out of bounds. It will go to Brownsville Veterans. Veterans now with the throw-in. Sends it to the back there to number 8, Rangel. Rangel will find Castillo. Castillo passes it to the right to Luis, who scored the goal. Luis looking for another shot and misses. A bit too far to the right side. I want to say that was their 10th shot attempt already. And St. Joe will make another substitution. As number 20 now will come in for St. Joe. Damian Galvan checks in for number 13, Pablo Escobar, and Escobar will be done for this matchup. As St. Joe now continues to try to score here out of bounds on a foul connection there, Brownsville Veterans ball. And a little bit of wind starting to kick in here in Brownsville. And a good pass down the middle. Makes the defender miss for the shot, and no good. Good block there by the St. Joe goalie there, not allowing Veterans to score. St. Joe now gets the ball stolen. Chargers now with another opportunity. Tries to find it on the left-hand side. Tries to find an opening instead. Kicks it out behind. Another open opportunity shot. Here we go. Good pass down the middle. Nobody there. And a shot down the middle nearly goes through. No good. Great deflection by St. Joe yet again. Back-to-back blocks. And that'll bring up a corner kick now for Brownsville Veterans. Veterans now with a corner kick. Ball sails high and blocked by St. Joe, and they're going to send this one out. Great stop there by St. Joe. Veterans will quickly steal the ball as they now try to set this one up. Won't get it through. And St. Joe now with an opportunity to set this one up. And stopped by the Chargers. St. Joe just sells it out, quickly picked up by the Chargers. And Veterans now with an opportunity to set this one up again. Finds an open man in the middle. I believe that's Castillo. Castillo passes it to the middle. Now back to the right side. Rangel centers it. The header goal for Brownsville Veterans. Beautiful shot there all around. This goal was made by Alan Hernandez this time around. Great goal there by Brownsville Veterans. Let's take a look at that replay. As they'll just pass it out to the right-hand side. A beautiful pass down the middle there by Veterans and a great header to score the goal there for the Chargers. And Veterans now up 2-0. And I thought they stopped the clock there for a bit. We'll adjust that clock for you in just a bit. As St. Joe now trying to quickly attack, picked up by the Chargers. As Veterans now moving quick, not allowing St. Joe to change the momentum one bit. They'll send that one far out to the bleachers, and it will be St. Joe ball. Take a look at that other replay again. Just a beautiful pass there by number 8, Diego Rangel, inside the middle there for Alan Hernandez. St. Joe now with some time of possession. Good pass. Chargers getting near the goal box. Not able to find anybody, but gets it at their own end of that group there as they center it inside now. Kick it back out. Here's another goal shot opportunity picked up by St. Joe. St. Joe now is going to kick this one away, and the goalie for St. Joe, now that I'm seeing it, is number 19, Marte Escamilla, who has the shorts number 19, and he did throw on a goalie jersey as the backup. on the goal there. And a substitution now for Brownsville veterans as number 17, Rolando Cespedo. Or Cespedo, I'm not sure what it says, is coming in for number 16. Alan Ignatius, who had the goal earlier on the header. Quickly picks it up, and now they're moving quick. I believe that's finds an open end on the right-hand side. That's Rangel. Rangel, what a great lob pass. There's another one there. And now takes it to the right-hand side. Gomez tries to center it, picked up by St. Joe. And back to the Chargers. Castillo in control, swings it out to the left side now. Tries to find open, another shot attempt blocked by St. Joe. And a great defensive stop there. And picked up by the Chargers again. Chargers looking to set this one up again on the left side. Passes it back down in the middle, back on the left side. Cespedo with the ball, I believe, looking for the open shot. And hits the post and out, and that one's going to roll through for veterans for another goal. Number 11, Damian Gomez now with the goal for the Chargers. That'll put them up 3-0 with 9.5 left to go here in the first half. And let's take a look at that replay. The 37-yard attempt. St. Joe now trying to get something going here on this setup here. St. Joe sells this one too far to the right side and go out of bounds. And it will be Brownsville Vets ball. So as we get near the end of the first half, I've been pretty impressed with how veterans is able to attack early on, just being patient with the ball, allowing their midfielders to set it up. pressure. As another goal attempt goes through, no good. Picked up by St. Joe. As we put up that last goal one more time, I'm trying to see who it came out from. No, number 11 did score that one. And now, let's see here. Brownsville Veterans with the ball. Tries to find opening inside the middle there. Cespeda. Not able to connect there. Now back to the right side. St. Joe moving the ball now. Stolen by the Chargers. As they now try to possibly get one more goal in before the end of the first half. One, two. Mic check. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Testing, mic check, 1, 2. Test, test. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Test, test. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Test, test. St. Joe now trying to get back on defense here as Veterans now with a quick steal there. Trying to get away from the St. Joe defenders, now able to get it through. And another shot opportunity there. Gets deflected by the defender and picked up. Veterans a shot opportunity and a goal for the Chargers. As Cepeda now makes his way through for another goal. Let's take a look at that replay there on the goal there. Oh, we just missed it on the attempt there. But Veterans, meanwhile, now up 4-0. St. Joe now needing to get something going on offense here. Maybe try to spread the field on the sides a little bit. Maybe challenge the Chargers on the edge as that ball is going to roll out of bounds. And Veterans now with the throw in with 3 minutes left to go. And Chargers now swinging out to the right-hand side. Rangel swings it out deep in the middle there. Will just get picked up by the St. Joe defender. And Veterans with another setup here, possibly for a 5th goal. Castillo swings it out to the left side. Passes it deep on the left-hand side there. Tries to center it. Still has possession there, but didn't go out of bounds. Picked up by the St. Joe goalkeeper. And Veterans now quickly to attack. No. Turned over to St. Joe now. St. Joe needing something here, trying to convert loses the control of the ball there and picked up by the Chargers. Chargers now swinging out to the right-hand side. Passes it back to Rangel. Rangel gets stolen by St. Joe. Quickly picked up. Zamora now with the intent of the goal pass there. No good. St. Joe with the ball again. And he loses his footing there. And they quickly try to center it. Here's an open shot opportunity here as he gets near the goal. Picked up by St. Joe.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
This summer, settle in and reconnect with one another. South Padre Island has so many great places to stay. Condos, resorts, and hotels. Oh my! Book your summer getaway today. And start making memories poolside with the people you care about most. Visit SoPadre.com.
It means a lot to me. TSC has changed me to make me realize that I can accomplish things. Just don't give up. I've come a long way from where I was to what I am now, and there's no limit to where I'm going.
Another shot and misses. in here in Brownsville. And a good Gomez now. Steele with the ball. Get it. Short line. And open. And open goal there. No. Picked up by St. Joe. Great defensive stop there. And great early pressure there by Brownsville veterans to kick off this matchup. Short lob pass inside the middle. Going for a good shot and goal for Brownsville veterans. Goal was made. Get it. And it rolls back to the charged player there. Rolls it down under and picked up by the St. Joe goalie. Near goal there by Brownsville veterans. Castillo with the ball now. Castillo will pass it inside to number 7, the captain, Zamora. Zamora with another shot and hits the upright, or correction, the post, and out. Gomez now passes it to Luis Cáceres. Cáceres swings it to the left. And they're going to go for a long strike here, and no, too far to the right. Sends it to the back there to number 8, Rangel. Rangel will find Castillo. Castillo passes it to the right to Luis, who scored the goal. Luis looking for another shot and misses. In here in Brownsville. And a good pass down the middle. Makes the defender miss for the shot and no good. Good block there by the St. Joe goalie there, not allowing veterans to score. Good pass down the middle. Nobody there. And a shot down the middle nearly goes through. No good. Great deflection by St. Joe yet again. Back-to-back blocks. Steele passes it to the middle. Now back to the right side. Rangel centers it. The header goal for Brownsville veterans. Beautiful end of that group there as they center it inside now. Kick it back out. Here's another goal shot opportunity picked up by St. Joe. I believe looking for the open shot and hits the post and out. And that one's going to roll through for veterans for another goal. And he loses his footing there. And they quickly try to center it. Here's an open shot opportunity here as he gets near the goal, picked up by St. Joe. And open goal there, no. Picked up by St. Joe. Great defense.
Permatemp Personnel Services has been servicing local businesses for the past 29 years.
Leave the hiring to us. Let us become your personal hiring guru.
We have a network of skilled employees to fit your needs.
Your success is our strategy.
Don't hesitate, call us now.
If you've been in a car crash, call Kenny. We're available to take your call 24/7, and we don't charge a fee unless we win your case. When you're in a car crash, call Kenny. Call 999-1111 now for a free consultation.
The standard of excellence has always been Cadillac, so be iconic and drive one. Free your Cadillac, Brownsville, Texas.
Test. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Test test. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Test test. Mic check 1 2. Test test. And we are back from the first half. Brownsville Veterans up 5-0 as we get the second half underway. And if you're just joining us, the Chargers are in the all-blue jerseys with the red stripes, and St. Joe in the all-white jerseys. As the sun now shifts its way towards the field here, it's kind of towards behind us a little bit during pregame, and now the sun begins to shine over a little higher into the midfield. As the officials now getting together with the veterans coach, not sure what about, but getting ready to kick off nonetheless. As the home team from the next game, which is Brownsville Rivera, have just made their way here at the stadium. They are the next matchup, which, again, we are covering all morning for you. Our next matchup is between Brownsville Rivera and Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial, as the Raiders wait patiently for the second half before they take their first steps on this field, on this new renovated field here at Sam's Memorial Stadium. And the second half will be underway in just a second, and there's the whistle, and here we go. Veterans now shooting on the left-hand side of your screen. Brownsville St. Joe needing to score on the right-hand side of your screen. Now we'll be able to see a little bit on this side of the field. And as we take a little recap of the first half here, Brownsville Veterans scoring in the 4th minute of the game and then didn't score again until the second half of the first half, I should say, the second 20 minutes of the first half, able to score 4 more just before the half. That ball will roll out of bounds for St. Joe. And Veterans just putting a lot of pressure and just really bringing their guys all the way into St. Joe's end of the field. And just allowing and creating a lot of opportunities to score, and they've done so pretty well as they now look to set this one up again. Gets deflected off the St. Joe defender and sends it out of bounds. Veterans ball again. They'll send this one inside. And back to the end of their defenders as they look to swing this one out a bit too far. And Brownsville Veterans do have a late matchup later today at 8 p.m. They will be taking on San Antonio Reagan, and I'm so excited for that matchup. That one's going to be a great one. Looking into how Chargers are playing so far early this morning, what we can anticipate will be a great matchup for you, and you do not want to miss it. So feel free to share this information with family, friends, soccer fans like myself, because we'll have a good one for you all later tonight. St. Joe now looking for an opportunity to score here. Find an open man on the right-hand side, and it will be an offsides call. Won't go through, and it will be Brownsville Veterans kick. Great attack and effort there by St. Joe early in this second half. Not able to connect there. Veterans now quickly hand it off to St. Joe, and they're looking to push the ball now. Great possession there by number 3, Ezequiel Escamillo. Getting through a pair of Charger defenders, won't get it through. And they'll just lob this one over to the Charger goalkeeper. And Chargers now with another setup. And as you can hear, it's getting a little bit windy out here, but still a really nice weather. The breeze is really bringing in a cool wind condition, I would say. Although you see the sun out, thankfully it's not too sunny. I mean, it's perfect. You can't ask for a better weather forecast today than now. What temperature is at 73 with winds maybe pushing it down a little bit, maybe at 70. This is basically air conditioning temperatures here. So it's almost like you're playing in your own backyard or your own house, I should say, and just in the outdoors. Brownsville Veterans now looking to attack here, as the St. Joe defender able to beat him out from the ball. And gets it stolen. Charges now. 3-on-4 mismatch opportunity. Tries to find the open man and gets quickly picked up by St. Joe, but goes out on their own end, and that'll be a goal kick for the Chargers. Their 4th corner kick, I believe, in this matchup. And they'll look to set this one up for another goal. And it'll be number 24 for the Chargers to kick this one at the corner. And they'll look to send this one over. Here's the kick. Blocked by St. Joe. St. Joe now able to convert here. See, they're able to do so with the speed. Look at Escamilla with the run there and get stopped by the Charger defender. Emmy looking for an open player there, gets it through, and a great control there of the ball, and able to center it, but not good enough. Picked up by St. Joe. Great possession there by the Chargers, number 20, Victor Olvera. Veterans unable to get the header through, but great second effort there, allowing the Chargers to retain that possession as they look to set it up again. Veterans inside. Finds a man there, but quickly turns it back and turns it again. Swings it out to the right side now. Veterans looking to center this ball in. Again, it's the patience of the Chargers here. That's the difference maker when it comes to scoring these goals. Picked up by St. Joe. And a foul, hold foul against the Chargers. It'll stay St. Joe ball, and they'll get it a little bit past midfield onto the veteran side of the field. St. Joe looking to send this one deep. Not going to waste much time here trying to get a short pass, trying to get this one through. And a deep ball picked up by the Chargers goalkeeper. And to send this one to the right-hand side, kind of short, but enough to get picked up by the Chargers. And it'll stay St. Joe ball. Escamilla with the ball, passes it to number 6, Jose Vela. And he'll swing that one out to the back. And St. Joe now trying to create something, but gets picked up by the Chargers. Chargers now moving the ball, and St. Joe able to pick it up, but the goalkeeper just kicks this one away as he steps up from his box. And Veterans will now have an opportunity to set this one up again. St. Joe with the steal by Escamilla. Quickly turns it back over to Veterans. As they look to pass it back inside, number 16 with the ball, Hernandez. Just going to pass it softly to the right, back to himself. Now goes in the middle. And Quiroga with the ball now. And again, keeping everything in the middle. Now swings it back out to the side. Veteran trying to set this one up in the middle there. Gets picked up by St. Joe. St. Joe now with the counter. Mismatch here, 3v1 there. Takes it back. St. Joe needing to apply some pressure, and a miscue there on the pass there, picked up by Brownsville Veterans. Veterans now looking for an attack. Pass it out far to the right side. Gets kicked out by the St. Joe defender. Brownsville Veterans ball. Chargers now continuing their attack up front. Here we go. Shot contested and a goal for Olvera and Brownsville Veterans. And again, Brownsville Veterans doing a great job just setting the ball inside the middle there. And there's just the evidence again by the Chargers being able to score this. Take a look at that replay. And again, just sending it out to the right side for Olvera and just sends it to the corner of the net for Brownsville Veterans. 6-0 is your score now, as Olvera will add to the goal count here. As multiple players from the Brownsville Veterans side have gone to go through here. And then it goes St. Joe ball. And a substitution being made now, as number 17, correction, substitution, yes, over on the Brownsville Veterans side. They're going to sub out Hernandez for Cespedo, or Cespeda. And Hernandez will go to the bench. And Veterans now with the throw in. Stolen by St. Joe. St. Joe back to Veterans. Veterans now in possession. Swing it out to the right-hand side. trying to find another opportunity down the middle. Still pushing the ball forward for the Chargers. Chargers now centering it and passing it to the defender. Nearly misses it. Would have been an own goal there, but picked up by St. Joe nonetheless. St. Joe now pushing the ball forward. Tries to find an open man, and he gets it, connects it back to. No, gets stolen by Veterans. Escamilla now passes it quickly, picked up by the Chargers. And he'll be able to control it, sends this one through, and just missed it. Actually, not too far from that goal there by Escamilla. And Veterans now with the goal kick. And I believe it'll be a throw-in for the Chargers. That'll go off sides for St. Joe. Now Veterans pushing the ball again. Makes the defender bite there a little bit and gets stolen. No, retains possession there. Another move there and picked up by the goalkeeper. And St. Joe now with an opportunity. With time, gets picked up by the Chargers, and Chargers now turning the tables here a little bit. And that ball is just going to roll out of bounds, and St. Joe will throw it in. St. Joe able to get away from the Charger players there. Now send this ball the other way. And picked up again by the Chargers. Ooh, hit in the face there. Turns the ball over for St. Joe. St. Joe now with time now. Get some passes through. That's what they need. And it'll go off St. Joe to actually be Veterans' ball. Veterans with the throw-in. Good pass inside. Gets cut by St. Joe player there, and there they go. Picked up by the Chargers again. Nice steal there. And play it safely, send it back. Looking for an open setup again. Chargers now on the move. Gets stopped there, a handball. Will go St. Joe. St. Joe almost had possession of that. Gets stolen by the Chargers. And now Brownsville Veterans on the move again. Good cut there by the Chargers, able to steal it and retain the ball. Now sends it out. Here we go, another shot attempt there and too far out. Substitution now being made for St. Joe. And they're going to send number 5 out. That's Mario Scamilla. In comes number 20, Damian Galvan. St. Joe now with a goal kick. Quickly picked up by the Chargers. Chargers not wasting much time here. And they'll be cut off by St. Joe defender. Chargers now with possession again. Tries to find the open man there. Number 18, Julio, will pass it to number 20. Gets it stolen. No. Too far for St. Joe, and Veterans able to pick it up from their defender. St. Joe now on the move. And it will hit out of bounds by Veterans. It will stay St. Joe ball. St. Joe with the throw and can't find anybody open. Now finds somebody. Out of bounds by the Chargers. St. Joe ball again. Inching closer to the goal. And St. Joe lobs this one through far. St. Joe with an opportunity now. Gets stopped by the Charger defenders. And picked up by the Chargers. Veterans now on the move, 3-on-2. Now 4-on-3. And hits it off a bit too strong, and the St. Joe goalkeeper sends it out, but picked up by the Chargers still. 4-on-5. Another shot attempt blocked by St. Joe. That one's going to keep rolling. And St. Joe able to pick it up, but stolen by the Chargers now. Veterans on the move. Passes it inside the middle. Shot attempt gets deflected by St. Joe. Veterans again with another setup opportunity. Short lob to number 21. Oh, just misses the possession there. Now gets it back. Takes a step back. Resets. Veterans now trying to find somebody inside. Finds a connection. No, header too far up. And another substitution now being made for the Chargers. In comes number 3, Pedro Zamora, for number 23. For the Chargers. And now St. Joe going up for the goal kick. And St. Joe with a substitution as well. In comes number 14, Emiliano Cisneros. High lob pass there, picked up by St. Joe now. St. Joe able to set this one up. St. Joe sends it up perfectly there. 4-shot opportunity and gets disrupted by the Charger defender. And it will be a corner kick now for St. Joe. And we have an injured Charger player down, which will actually pause play here temporarily. And as they attend to the injured player, we'll go to a quick commercial break. We'll be back here shortly in the RSL Network.
This summer, it's time to go outside and get some air. Explore a pirate ship. Or go horseback riding on the beach. and you can't forget about all the fun on the bay. South Padre Island has so much to do for the whole family. Book your summer getaway today. Visit SoPadre.com.
Kenny Perez came from a small town in Texas. At Kenny Perez Law, we won't stop fighting until our clients get what's rightfully theirs. We're right by your side, no matter what. Call Kenny Perez Injury Lawyers today, 956-999-1111.
Rev up your future with Texas Southmost College's Auto Body Repair Program. In just 2 semesters, you'll gain the skills to become an auto body repair specialist. Learn using industry standard iCar Academy to get you job ready fast. If you're ready to drive your career forward, TSC's Auto Body Repair Program is the place to start. Classes are filling fast, so visit tsc.edu and apply today.
And we are back in the RSO Network. The injured player was number 21. Luis Rangel, I believe. Can't read the last name there. My apologies. But he was able to get off in his own power, so hoping the injury isn't too serious. As the officials will blow a whistle dead on the offsides. And with 17:40 to go here, Veterans still with a 6-0 lead here in this matchup. Veterans now with the free kick, just going to pass it as they now go up midfield, and stolen by St. Joe. St. Joe now looking for an open player. Quickly gets disrupted by the Chargers. They can do something here. And deflected by St. Joe. Would have been a scary situation there for St. Joe, playing it too easy on their end of the field. St. Joe now lobbing the ball over. Still have control of the ball here. And here we go. St. Joe with an opportunity here and gets deflected by the Chargers. St. Joe with the ball. Kind of lost it there on the pass there. Picked up by Brownsville Veterans. As they now quickly move back on offense, trying to set something up here again. And a self pass there. Able to keep possession there of the ball. And they'll set this one up in the middle. St. Joe able to beat off the ball there, and they'll pass it to the goalkeeper who sends it off. Chargers now with the ball again. Now here they go looking for an opportunity. Nice control of the ball there. Ends up being met by a St. Joe defender. And to send this one far back. St. Joe with the ball now moving forward. Still moving. Swings it out to the right-hand side now. St. Joe could come up with something here with an opportunity to put this one in good position, and a foul will go against the Chargers. And St. Joe with a free kick opportunity in the far right-hand side of the field. Estimating about a 20 to 25 yarder here on the intended shot attempt here on the far right-hand side. They could be looking to center this one in for a header. With about 14 minutes left to go here, St. Joe in desperate need of a goal here. Let's see what they can do. They center it, picked up by the goalkeeper. And Chargers now on the move, wasting no time here. Pass down the middle, finds an open man. Swings it out to the left side. Here we go with an opportunity for another goal attempt. And a shot goes through, a goal down the middle for Brownsville Veterans. Chargers not holding back in this matchup now, up 7-0 over Brownsville St. Joe. Goal was made by number 18, Julio. Can't read the last name, but Julio, congratulations on the goal. And a substitution being made again on the St. Joe side. In comes number 21, Alex Gonzalez. And our next matchup coming up here at Sam Stadium here in Brownsville, we have Brownsville Rivera, the Raiders. We're going up against Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial Eagles. And that game is set to kick off at 11. So both teams will have maybe about 20 minutes to warm up, and then they'll proceed with the next matchup. We are covering all of BISD's boys soccer showcase from the stadium, along with many other matches going up at the sports park. So if you're around town, I highly suggest you come on down to Brownsville and watch these great young athletes as they prepare for their upcoming soccer season. Of course, this is not the only matchup during the showcase. There are multiple other ones at the Brownsville Sports Park, but we have the luxury of covering the games here at Sam Stadium. So again, our next matchup, Brownsville Rivera against Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial. You're going to want to tune in on that one for another great matchup, just like the one we have here, along with many others going on during this showcase. As I take a look at our potential player of the games here, two viable options from Brownsville Veterans would be number 11, Damian Gomez, who had a goal and an assist. And then our other players, number 17, Rolando Cespedo. Again, it's the handwriting. No offense to Coach Vasquez. Also had a goal and an assist. Whoever you believe should be the player of the game, feel free to leave a comment down below wherever you may be watching, Facebook, YouTube, or any of our other streaming platforms. With 11 minutes remaining here, St. Joe now with a goal kick opportunity. And they'll send this one over. And St. Joe gets the ball stolen by the Chargers. And the shot attempt picked up by St. Joe. And they'll lob this one high. Near midfield, picked up by the Chargers. St. Joe gets a foot on it, but still the Chargers with possession. And St. Joe now with possession here. An opportunity to score here. And poor pass gets picked up by the Chargers. Brownsville Veterans, great pass there on the right-hand side. Now able to move the ball here. And that ball is going to roll out of bounds a bit too far on the right-hand side. It'll be St. Joe ball. And with a 9.5 remaining, just a great effort over the Brownsville veteran side, scoring on the 3rd minute of the match. And then again, scoring about 4 more to end the first half. They were up 5-0 at half. Got a pair more in this half. And just great execution on offense, being able to take their time, really find a way to get those passes down the middle and get themselves the easy opportunity goals in this matchup. And again, for some of these players, it is their first match, or I guess you can say non-district. I don't think it's preseason. I would say it's more like a exhibition friendly kind of matchup here, as both teams, or many teams here in the showcase, if not all the teams in the showcase, trying to get familiar with their new players, their new, with their coach, what they expect, kind of get a feel for the chemistry as they get set for their season. And if you're just joining us, the soccer season, of course, starting with practices following the Thanksgiving break, so they've had a good chunk of December to get some preseason games through. I know many of these Brownsville teams had alumni games over the break within the week past, which I always think is really cool that these guys do. You know, there's such great pride here in Brownsville in particular regarding their soccer programs, and it's just a great program that this city has, not just from Brownsville veterans, but of course all the Brownsville high schools in general. And you'll find out some really great statistics over time as we broadcast our future games here, and we'll highlight those teams individually as we go along. Meanwhile, veterans now moving the ball. Finds an opening inside. Number 20 is going to cut through. Loses the ball a bit there. And we'll lose possession there to St. Joe. Had a good opportunity there. Not able to convert. That was number 20, Victor Olvera, with that opportunity. And of course, like I mentioned, St. Joe, looking back at their history, made it to the state championship in their association for private schools. Lost 4-0 to Buller Brook Hill. Won in 2024, however, the state championship against Austin St. Michael, 1-0. And then, of course, made it into the state championship again in 2023. Lost that one to Legacy Christian, 2-0. So this St. Joe team, you know, outside of the score and what's going on here this morning, you know, really have a high standard of being excellent in everything that they do. And, of course, looking to make it their 4th straight state championship appearance. Meanwhile, Brownsville veterans with the ball here, trying to set something else up, but gets stolen by St. Joe. Now they're able to move it and gets picked up. Bloodhounds now moving quickly, and a big lob pass there to the right-hand side. And great speed there by the Charger defender, being able to beat out the pass there. And here comes the wind again, as the Chargers now moving the ball themselves. Julio with the ball is going to find somebody inside. Number 20 again now, picked up by St. Joe. 17, Rolando with the ball again, who had a goal earlier. Picked up by the Bloodhounds, and back to the Chargers. St. Joe loses the ball second there, and able to retain the ball. St. Joe moving with some effort here, with 5:20 to go. Trying to set something up here, and still able to retain it. Swings it out to the left side, and it's an offsides. And it'll go Brownsville Vets ball. Veterans wasting no time. Lob it up pretty deep here. Beats him out with the speed there. And here we go, one-on-one opportunity. And that one's just going to sail right through for the Chargers. Goal for Brownsville Veterans. And Brownsville Veterans now up 8-0 in this matchup. And that will be Victor Olvera's second goal here this morning. Now Victor putting himself up in contention for the player of the game. And a substitution now being made for Brownsville veterans. In comes number 21, Luis Renata, for number 7, Roberto Zamora. And Brownsville veterans putting on a clinic, looking like they played with each other for a good while early this season. St. Joe, meanwhile, still going for a goal effort here. As the Brownsville veterans tries to get this one away from their own end and go out of bounds. It'll be St. Joe ball. Quickly throw it in, but picked up by the Chargers. And Chargers now with another setup here, 3-on-2. Beats the defender out. Here we go with an opportunity to set this one up again. He's just going to drive it up himself. Another shot opportunity blocked. And here's the setup goal shot. No, picked up by St. Joe. Blocked by the Chargers and picked up by the Bloodhounds. St. Joe send it off. And quickly stolen by the Chargers. And again, the Chargers doing a really good job of staying patient here as they look to center this one through, not able to get it through. Gets deflected back and forth, picked up by the Chargers now with 2.5 left to play. And stick with us here after the game. We'll have some post-game information here as another goal attempt goes through for the Chargers. And it goes up. Great block there by St. Joe. Chargers thought they had that one through. Cespeda with another goal opportunity there. Won't connect that time. It'll be a goal kick, and this would be possibly the last effort that the Chargers will attempt here before running out the clock. As I mentioned, stick with us here after the game. We'll have the post-game, full game highlights for you and recognize our player of the game for this matchup. And then, of course, later on at 11, we'll have the visiting team, the Eagles of Corpus Christi Veterans, going up against the home team, the Raiders of Brownsville Rivera. And we'll see if the Chargers decide to go for another goal here with 1.5 minutes. I would anticipate them just running the clock here. Meanwhile, the officials will pause it for a second there. It goes St. Joe ball. And St. Joe with potentially their last goal opportunity here on the free kick for Escamilla. And a good crowd here from the Corpus Christi fans here as the ball will sail high but picked up by the goalkeeper. And the Chargers will just run this clock out under a minute now. St. Joe with the ball, still an opportunity to score here as they set this one up. 4-shot attempt and blocked by the Chargers. And that'll just about do it. They'll just run this clock out here with 15 to go. And actually, they might go for another goal attempt here. 5 seconds to go. Let's see if they get this one through. Here they go with the shot attempt and blocked as time expired. Near last second goal there as the Chargers will come away with an 8-0 victory over Brownsville St. Joe. I believe looking for the open shot. My apologies there. And we'll pull up the full game highlights for you. And the Chargers just doing a great job attacking and really setting up a lot of great opportunities for themselves on offense, being able to score here. So here are your full game highlights. No, picked up by St. Joe. Great defensive stop there. And great early pressure there by Brownsville veterans to kick off this matchup. Short lob pass inside the middle. Going for a good shot and goal for Brownsville veterans. Goal was made. Get it. And it rolls back to the Charger player there. Rolls it down under and picked up by the St. Joe goalie. Near goal there by Brownsville veterans. Castillo with the ball now. Castillo will pass it inside to number 7, the captain, Zamora. Zamora with another shot and hits the upright, or the correction, the post, and out. Gomez now passes it to Luis Cáceres. Cáceres swings it to the left. And they're going to go for a long strike here, and no, too far to the right. Sends it to the back there to number 8, Rangel. Rangel will find Castillo. Castillo passes it to the right to Luis, who scored the goal. Luis looking for another shot and misses. In here in Brownsville, and a good pass down the middle. Makes the defender miss for the shot, and no good. Good block there by the St. Joe goalie there, not allowing veterans to score. Good pass down the middle, nobody there. And a shot down the middle nearly goes through, no good. Great deflection by St. Joe yet again. Back-to-back blocks. Steele passes it to the middle. Now back to the right side. Rangel centers it. The header goal for Brownsville veterans. Beautiful end of that group there as they center it inside now. Kick it back out. Here's another goal shot opportunity picked up by St. Joe. I believe through 4 veterans for another goal. And he loses his footing there. And they quickly try to center it. Here's an open shot opportunity here as he gets near the goal, picked up by St. Joe. Chargers now continuing their attack up front. Here we go. Shot contested and a goal for Olvera and Brownsville veterans. And he'll be able to control it, sends this one through and just missed it. Actually not too far from that goal there. Good cut there by the Chargers, able to steal it and retain the ball. Now sends it out. Here we go, another shot attempt there and too far out. And St. Joe lobs this one through far. St. Joe with an opportunity now. Gets stopped by the Charger defenders. And picked up by the Chargers. Takes a step back, resets. Veterans now trying to find somebody inside. Finds a connection, no, header too far up. St. Joe now, St. Joe able to set this one up. St. Joe sends it up perfectly there. 4-shot opportunity and gets disrupted by the Charger defender. And it will be a corner kick now for St. Joe. Pass down the middle, finds an open man. Swings it out to the left side. Here we go with an opportunity for another goal attempt. And a shot goes through, a goal down the middle for Brownsville veterans. Deep here, beats him out with the speed there. And here we go, one-on-one opportunity. And that one's just gonna sail right through for the Chargers. Goal for Brownsville veterans. And stick with us here after the game. We'll have some post-game information here as another goal attempt goes through for the Chargers. And it goes up. Great block there by St. Joe. And open goal. And those were your first or your full game highlights. Our player of the game was number 20, Victor Olvera, with 2 goals. And many of his other teammates with a single goal there. Just a valiant effort by him and many other players of his team. And again, Brownsville veterans will be playing later this evening or later tonight against a really good San Antonio Reagan team, which you're definitely not going to want to miss. So we'll be covering that game for you. And we'll be back here shortly for our next matchup between